Hare Krishna, Namaste, Chapter 18, which is entitled as Sannyasa Yoga. Sloka 60. Svabhāva-jena kaunteya nibaddhaḥ svena karmaṇā kartuṁ necchasi mohāt kariṣyasy avaśo. In the previous sloka, Krishna clearly said, Arjuna, if you do not follow my instructions and refuse to fight as per my instructions, you will fight anyways, driven by the Prakriti. The only difference is, you will do it on your own, not based on my instructions. After stating that, in this sloka, Krishna further elaborates on how the Prakriti forces us to do things, giving us no choice. Let's see the meaning of the sloka. Kaunteya, O son of Kuntī, yat, that which, mohāt, due to ignorance, kartuṁ necchasi, you do not want to do, tatapi, even that, svabhāva-jena, born of your own nature, that is, your inherent tendencies of a kshatriya, svena karmaṇā, your own action, nibaddhaḥ, bound, avaśo, helplessly, kariṣyasy, you will do. Translation: under illusion, you are now declining to act according to my direction, but compelled by the work born of your own nature, you will act all the same, O son of Kuntī. Prakriti is the sharira which packed with the vasanas, with the previous impressions. Prakriti is also termed as svabhāva, the nature for many lifetimes. When one does the same type of activities, that repeated action will develop a familiarity of that action and taste to do that particular action. This svabhāva has the power to drive one to do similar action again. This is not hard for us to understand. We have seen this in this world. Some people have certain habits that's been coming along with them for several years. As they keep doing the same thing repeatedly, that becomes as an impression, and that is called as vasanas. This vasana stays with the Atma. When the Atma takes birth into another body, this vasana triggers the Atma to do the same action again. This happens even without our own effort. No living entity takes birth on their own choice. It is the Lord who gives a suitable body to the Jivatma based on its karma and the vasana, so that the vasanas which was created due to the karma action can be exhibited in that particular body, and the Jivatma can experience its karma, meaning reactions that got generated due to the previous activities. So, as soon as the Atma takes birth, that is, as soon as the Atma gets a body, the Vasana becomes activated and influences the Jivatma. The body one gets differ based on the karma vasanas of the Jivatma. It could be born as a Brahmana, or a Kshatriya, or a Vaishya, or a Sudra. This Krishna had already explained in the 4th chapter, 13th sloka. Chaturvarniya maya system guna karma vibhāgasah tasya kartaram apimam vidya kartaram avyayam. According to the three modes of material nature, and the work associated with them, the 4 divisions of human society, are created by me. So Arjuna, you have born with a Kshatriya body, which means it is dominated by Rajoguna, mode of passion, as I have explained earlier in this very chapter. Shauryam, Tejaha, Dhritir, Dakshyam, Yuddhe Chapyapalayanam, Dhanam Ishvara Bhavascha, Kshatram Karma svabhāva-jena. Entering the battle without fear, remaining undefeated by the enemies, the ability to complete the good work started despite the obstacles, capacity to execute all the tasks briskly and well, not withdrawing from battle out of fear, bestowing gifts, lordliness, these constitute the duty of a Kshatriya, following from his nature in accordance with his karma. Therefore, the body that you got is the outcome of your previous karma vasanas. Being obtained this body, you cannot do things like that of other class of people. You cannot apply peace, non-violence, etc. in a battlefield, or give up your kingdom and start doing agriculture and business. Those are duties of someone else. You have reached the battlefield. After coming here, you lost your composure and got confused with your duties. Therefore, I wanted to remove your confusion and give clarity in your thoughts about your duty. Hence, I spoke all this while for that particular reason, so that you can do your dharma yuddha. This yuddha is your dharma with the Trivida Tyaga, the principle I taught you, and leaving everything else upon me. And if you continue to function the way that I have advised you, you will gradually come to me. But Arjuna, it appears to me that you have some hesitation to follow my instructions. Rather, you are thinking that you will do some other activities which involves no fighting, where there is no bloodshed. Rather, pick up an act that is calm, quiet, brings peace in mind, and you're thinking by doing those activities, those karmas, you can come to me. But let me tell you, Arjuna, you will not. Remove that idea totally. First of all, you will not be able to do anything different from what you have been doing, because your nature, prakriti, will drive you to do fighting, yuddham. Let me explain to you how it works, Arjuna. Svabhāva-jena karmaṇā. As I have explained to you earlier, you have the inherent Kshatriya tendency, nature, qualities, and that did not happen just like that. It is created by the good and bad actions that you have done in your previous birth, which created the vasanas. Because of those karma and vasana, you got this body with those vasanas. Svena, inhering in a Kshatriya. If there is some violence happening outside on the street, a Brahmana will close his house, close the windows, and stay inside the house, not stepping out. But a Kshatriya will go out and fight. Therefore, your ruchi will not go away. Your vasana will not leave you so easily, Arjuna. How do you say, Krishna? Avaśo. If others mock you, you do not have the patience to tolerate it. Due to courage, due to that fearlessness, the quality which is embedded in your nature, you will get angry and jump into battle. Without your own choice, without you taking any effort, you will go fight. Didn't I explain this to you in the second chapter, 35th and 36th sloka? Bhayat ranat uparatam mamsyante tvam maharataha yesham cha tvam bahumataha bhutva yasyasi laghavam avasya vadamsya bahun vadishyanti tavahitaha nindantastava samartyam tato dukkataram nukim. That is, the great generals who are assembled here, who have high esteem upon you, your name and fame, will think that you have left the battlefield out of fear, just out of fear, considering yourself as worthless in front of them. And these enemies who are assembled here will describe you in very unkind words and mock you, your ability. Would that not be painful for a person like you? When that happens, then you will jump into the battle right there and defeating these people who spoke like that, because that is your nature. You're not going to say Shanti, Shanti, Shanti at that time. You are a Kshatriya. Instead of taking my commands as an order and with Sattva Guna, fighting the war at the correct time, you are going to hear insults from your enemies at you, and at the wrong time, consumed by anger, Rajoguna, you are going to fight when it is too late, Arjuna. Arjuna immediately asked a question. Well, when I get triggered by anger, I will control my anger at the time. Krishna responds, well, you have given up that person who would have helped you to control your anger. Therefore, you won't be able to control your anger at that time, Arjuna. Krishna is talking about himself, that Arjuna has given up Krishna by not following his instructions. In other words, Krishna is telling Arjuna, since you have neglected my instructions, when the anger triggers you, you will become the slave of your anger. You got the body which is of Rajoguna. It will for sure influence you, Arjuna. That is why I told you, you refuse to follow my orders and fight, but you will fight for some other reason, mainly being influenced by your own body. If you fight under my order, it will mature your consciousness and get you mukti. Whereas if you fight under your own choice, influenced by your nature, prakriti, that action will not give you mukti, rather ruins your life. We must pause for a moment at this point and think of ourselves. After hearing so much from Krishna directly, still Arjuna got little doubt with the process that Krishna gave him. Then what about us? What about our condition? We have to develop faith. Faith in Krishna. Faith in Krishna's instruction. And this doesn't happen overnight. We have to associate with those who has complete faith in Krishna. We have to associate with Krishna's instruction pretty much every single day. This humble attempt to have daily Gita is just for that reason, to develop faith within ourselves, to strengthen our faith. Krishna is just speaking for us. He is concerned about us. He is very compassionate towards us. He is merciful. Our faith increases as we hear more from Krishna through Bhagavad Gita. And that faith doubles when we converse what we learned, what we heard with other like-minded people. Let's sincerely pray to Krishna himself to give that unflinching faith towards his lotus feet. And from our side, let's take advantage of hearing more of Krishna Katha and studying more about him and practically engaging in devotional service. In this way, when Krishna is pleased seeing our sincerity, will increase our faith towards him. To conclude, Arjuna had a thought that, Krishna, I will follow your instruction, but partially. You wanted me to do karma yoga, which you think is fit for me. I will do that. But instead of doing fighting, I will do something else, which is more peaceful. And Krishna said, well, that's not going to happen in your case. Even if you decide to not fight, you will be fighting out of force, because that is your nature. The Prakriti, in the form of your body, will force you to fight. At that time, you will helplessly get engaged in fighting. Now Arjuna had another doubt. Well, Krishna, I thought you are the one who controls everything. Everything functions under your order. Then how come Prakriti, which is non-sentient, Achit, can instruct me to do certain things? How come my body can tell me what to do? This will be addressed in the next sloka. Svabhāva-jena kaunteya nibaddhaḥ svena karmaṇā kartuṁ necchasi mohāt kariṣyasy avaśo tat. Namaste. Hare Krishna.